if you're an American born in the last 40, 50 years at least, then you were probably born in a big city and you probably work indoors. Now you might think that, not working in a barn or not working around big diesel engines or something like that, that maybe you're free of pollution. But the truth is, indoor air pollution is a very real thing, and it happens from birth, all the way through our lives. We're always indoors, or at least most of us are in modern times. Right now in the United States, somewhere around like 80% of people live in big cities and work indoors. So that poses some very, very important risks and some, big topics we need to talk about. In this little project here, we're going to look at indoor air pollution risks in schools. Now, we're going to look at a lot more than that. There's some differentiation opportunities. If you're a teacher and you're watching this, we're going to look at a lot of different things, so stay tuned. Now, step one is very, very simple. You're going to locate the crisis plan maps for your public school. Now, the school that I went to as a teenager had 3 floors. It's a huge school. The school I work in now is only 2 floors, but it's 1 million square feet. It's a giant building. So there's plenty to draw here. There's plenty of opportunities for indoor air pollution risk. Step 2, get yourself a partner. This is a pretty big deal. So you're going to need at least one other person to do this. What you're going to do is sketch out the layout of the school onto a poster or Google Slides. It depends on how you want to do this as a teacher, whether you want it to be digital or not, and how you want the presentation piece to be done. But you're going to sketch using the crisis plan maps. Every public school has a crisis plan map, and I'll show you these for R.L. Turner High School where I'm at presently. So these are all published. These are crisis plan maps. It's just a bird's eye view, or essentially a blueprint of the school. And these exist for office buildings and businesses, all sorts of things. It's certain for every public school. Those are how we talk about how we exit for, a fire drill, or we move to the inside of the school during a shelter-in-place drill or something like that. All schools have that, so this is a great place to start. You're going to sketch those. That's step 2. Step 3, you're going to research a lot. Indoor air pollution risks in homes, businesses, schools, and military bases. And that last piece is important. We'll get to that in a second. So once you've done the research on what the risks are in most indoor spaces, then on step 4, you're going to identify and label and briefly describe. We don't need paragraphs on this, but you're going to identify and label, briefly describe the indoor air pollution risks that exist in your school. Now, depending on what kind of school you go to, then it could be different things. It's going to be different in a agricultural school versus maybe an arts magnet school. So depending on the school you're in, there's going to be different risks. Now, that is going to take you through a huge amount of research and a huge amount of real-life practical application in your public school, but we're going to continue to extend. Here's your AP focus right here. So with this AP focus, we're going to look into sick building syndrome. Define and explain what sick building syndrome is. Keep in mind your FRQ writing procedures when you write this, okay? Then you're going to explain the human health effects. So an FRQ from College Board might say something like list and describe or explain or something like that. Those same writing strategies you use on FRQs for the College Board, this is what I want you to do for the AP focus piece. Now, for career and technology readiness and military readiness, this is our extension piece. This is our career focus. So what I want you to do is research what ECOs are. They're environmental compliance officers. Every branch of the military and everywhere that's got a base, and this is true of aircraft carriers, battleships, submarines in particular, there are environmental compliance officers. We have to make sure our soldiers have clean air and clean water, okay? So this is what ECOs are going to be working on. What I want you to do is research that job, then email a real ECO, okay? And then you're going to be interviewing them about their career, what they do, and the value of that career. That's not just financial value, like what they make, but it's also the implicit value, the value of what they do, how they keep our soldiers safe, okay? So in this, we have indoor air pollution, public schools, businesses, military bases. We've got AP practice, and we've got career focus. There's a lot to do here, so get to work.